Lesson 16 of mastering positional play, mastering positional techniques, just getting better at chess, strategy and general in chess. And today we're gonna be taking a look at rooks, files, ranks, and targets. And let's start with the first position occurred in the game between Jeremy Silman and Shane in San Francisco in 1977. Black just played b5. And we're analyzing the concept of creating an open file. So here, as you might actually see, we have a semi-open file that is d file, because we still have the pawn on d6. We have the semi-open file on c pawn. Basically, the semi-open file means there is only one pawn on one file. So we have d, we have c, and that's about it. And we gotta create some space for our rooks as we're playing with white. And the best way to do this is to play knight d5. The idea of knight d5 is simple. We're threatening to take on e7. If knight or bishop takes d5, we are probably going to recapture with a pawn, so we can open some targets for ourselves, specifically the pawn on e7. So in the following game, black played knight d5, and after e takes d5, we finally see that after bishop d7, rook e1, white have a huge target on e7. They're significantly better in this case. Now let's take a look at the next example. In the last example, we were talking about creating the open file. Well, in this case, we're trying to steal it. Yes, chess players are also thieves, as it turns out, and they can actually steal an open file from you. They can steal your queen, they can steal the file, they can steal your king as well. Yeah, what a game. Absolutely brutal. But how can we steal the file here? We play bishop g5. Black have weak dark squares. We have active bishop, bishop goes to g5, and we're threatening to take this rook. Rook d6, and now rook goes to d1, rook d5, knight b7, queen d2. White consolidated. They have a better position, a lot better position, weak dark squares. They should end up winning this chess game. Now let's take a look at the next position. Control of the 7th or 8th ranks. In this position, black actually feel themselves safe because they control the 7th rank. They even created a space for their king to go to h7. But the importance of having two open files under your control is very dangerous, as here white can deliver an absolutely insane tactical blow by playing queen f8. And it turns out that now, okay, king can go to h7, but white will be up a rook, so king takes on f8, and now we have open e file, we have open d file. Of course, we don't want to play rook e8, giving up our rook. We'll play rook d8, and it is a checkmate. Now let's get to the next concept. This one would be probably one of your most favorites rook techniques, not rook and bishop techniques, let's put it this way, because here we call it so-called windmill. We just switch around. It starts by playing rook g7. It's a check. Now king has to move rook g7. King h8 once again, check, but we also take a pawn. King goes back, we go check, king h8, once again check. After king j8, rook g7, king h8, rook a7 check. And finally, we took all the pawns and can take the rook. It is a win. Let's get to the final concept of this lesson. We took a look at a couple of important concepts, and symbolic control, basically what it means is here white controls the only open file in this endgame. Yes, there is almost no way to take the 7th rank, because after rook d7 there is rook f7, and if rook d8, rook f8, this is a draw. And yeah, here white just have to go and improve their position by playing king f3. They're slightly better. Once again, probably will end up in a draw, but white are not risking anything as they have the control, at least for now, because king eventually can go to f7, not immediately. because rook d7 will be a check and white will take the pawn, but slowly, maybe g6, rook f7, king g7, and black try to untie themselves, but white have a slight advantage. So that's it for today's lesson. I mean, yes, a bit confusing for some, can be confusing for some of you. Hope you learned something new. I'll see you in the next lesson next week. Bye-bye.